Hello out there.
Hello.
Anyone? Hello, Dave.
Wow.
Let's see. Here. Greg, can you see chat stuff?
Yeah, everything's fine. Look forward. You're just looking at your thing.
Yes, I'm looking at my computer. Hi, everybody, and welcome to our live, The Dark Side of Rum. We just need to get some feedback taken care of and a few little technical issues maybe, and then we'll get going. So, Greg, can you see the live chat?
Yeah.
Is anybody in the live chat? No. Okay, nobody's here yet, so that's cool. Is there still?
That's the case. Go ahead.
Is there still feedback? I had a little bit of feedback. It sounds like it's good on my end.
Iceman's here.
Yay, Matt! Welcome. We're just dialing in our sound here really quickly, and then we'll get going. What did you say, Greg? Okay. Is the sound okay? Can you hear me okay? Is there any kind of weird feedback that you can hear? Matt out there.
Sounds awesome on this end.
Sounds good. It sounds okay here too. I just turned my volume on my mic here down, and it got a little better.
As long as you can hear me, good. Oh, good. Yeah.
I can hear you. I can hear you. There's the chat. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, a lot of people here. Okay, I'm going to look over here for just a minute at my computer. Well, okay. Hi, Robert. Hi, Sean. Thank you for coming, you guys. Hi, Matt. And then Nick. Hello. Very good. Thank you for coming. I know that you're probably, it's what you're saying here, that you're about ready to hit the hay, but I do appreciate you stopping by. I know that was kind of short notice. Hey, Livio, thank you so much for coming. Great to have you. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna have Greg doing comment retrieval for me over here and for Dave, and so we'll try and go through the comments a little bit, but as normal, talk amongst yourselves in the comments as well. Is Dave drinking pure vodka? It said.
I gotta save my strength, Matt.
Or white rum. I know. We got a couple of whoppers coming up, so that we're going to be mixing and just tasting the rums in general. It's a big job, So you got everything you need, Dave. You got your whenever I'm filming, Greg always goes through everything for me beforehand. You got your glass, you got your shaker, you got your limes, lemons, garnish, which I'm not really going to garnish anything tonight, I don't believe.
I guess I just need 2 more things, so I'll grab them very, very fast here.
Okay. All right. Got your dram, got my glasses. I think I'm ready to go. So happy holidays, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the live. I'm super excited to try these rums with everybody today. If you have any of these rums that we're trying, which I'm going to go over with you in just a little bit, I want you to put that into the comments and let us know and taste along with us. I don't know that we really expressed that last time before we started. And I just wanted to say, taste along with us, put your reactions, put what you're tasting into the comments. I totally love that. I think it's really fun. And it's just it's fun to share this rum and this rum community with everybody here. And hopefully you'll make some new friends in the comments there. So Damos, thank you so much for checking in and stopping by. And I'm excited for you, Matt, because that ED12, that Eldorado 12 is so good. So you got your little dram for sipping the rum. Dave, you got your glasses, your jigger, all your yay.
Finally.
Finally,
I'm here.
Okay.
Really here now.
So let's go over, let's I got a little floater, little feather in the air there. How was your Thanksgiving, Dave? Tell me how has the holiday season been treating you so far?
Good. Yeah. Yeah. We just stuck around the Southern California area for Thanksgiving. Got together with friends. It's been very good. And of course we ended up making a batch of booze, of course, for our friends. We ended
Yeah.
up doing a variation of one of the cocktails we're going to make tonight, actually. And so that was very, very good. We did a cinnamon syrup-based version of the Melikaliki Maca Mai Tai. It was awesome. It was used less ingredients, which was nice, but
yeah,
it turned out fabulously. So, how about you?
Yeah, the Melikaliki Maki Mai Tai has a lot going into it, but that's tiki for you.
Yeah.
I had 3 Thanksgivings because I have my family and my parents just moved here back from Arizona, and Greg's mom is here as well, and his sister and son. So it was like a lot of going around to lots of different houses, and not in the same day. We broke it up into a couple weeks, but the whole month of November is like a complete blur. And I feel like the whole month of December so far, complete blur. But it's all gonna, I'm sure, calm down, soon after the holidays are over. But it's rolling up fast for sure. Can't believe it's almost Christmas. It's wild.
Yes.
Terrifying. Yeah, terrifying. I'm all done with my Christmas shopping, though. Are you all done with yours?
Oh, no. About halfway there.
Well,
but we'll see. It's a process.
Yeah, it's a process. I remember being down in San Diego once for Christmas, and it was so weird because I live in Oregon. We usually get snow around this time. It's at least raining and gross outside, as I would call it. But being down there was like a candy cane lane that was all this huge long street filled with lights, all kinds of Christmas stuff going on, people, donating food and stuff like that. And it was like, I'd say 85 out. So for me, it was just odd. It was just like, this is Christmas. But yeah, anyway, it's coming up. So
an island Christmas.
Yeah, I'd love to be on the islands for Christmas. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
While everybody's here, if you could hit the like button, I would really appreciate that. And if you're new to either one of our channels, Dave's channel is Cocktail Fridays. Please go over there and subscribe. His channel is amazing. So much goes into the production of his videos, and we'd really like to help him along as well. So thank you for doing that. Shall we maybe try a little rummy poo here? So let's see.
Sure.
Okay, hold on here. I want to read Robert. Let's see. I want to read through the comments really quickly.
By the way, congratulations on 1,000 subs.
Thank you very much.
You got your goal.
Yeah, I told Dave I wanted to get 1,000 subs by at least the end of the year because it's taken quite a long time. But thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And you guys are all, all of you out there helped me get to this point, and I just can't thank you enough. So thank you, everybody. And thank you, Dave, for helping me with these lives and just being a rum aficionado and a friend to me during this time. It's been really nice. I really appreciate it.
Sure. Likewise.
So Vino's here. And I wanted to go back up here really quickly. Let's see, where's Robert? Okay, he says, I confess I have a non-rum drink at the moment, Ryan Applejack, and I'll absorb the tips and use them later. Well, all right. You do what you must do. But yeah, Matt says, I unsubscribed and rejoined so I could be number 1,000. Oh, that's sweet.
Awesome.
All right, shall we talk about the first rum we're going to try? I'm looking over here because the comments are over here, so you will be seeing me obviously looking back and forth, but shall we talk about the first one?
Let's do it.
Ready? Okay, so we're trying Kaloa. I look a little.
My
feel
my
like
thing is gonna look a little different than yours because I actually
Mine's a
got rid of
brown-
my bottle a while ago, and I have mine in a custom labeled Kahlua
nice.
rum
It's a
thing.
cute little bottle.
But yeah,
Well, this
yep.
is a brand new bottle because I actually haven't had this for a while. When I went to Kauai, which is where this Kahlua is made and distilled from, I drank a lot of it there, but I didn't bring any back home with me, so I haven't had any here, and it's been a couple years. So I'm going to just go ahead and pour myself a little dram, and we're going to taste this. Smell it
I
real
haven't
quick.
had this in a long time as either, so actually haven't used it in anything in a while. So I'm curious.
Bye, Damos. Thank you so much for coming, and happy holidays to you and your family. Thank you so much. Yeah. So let's try the rum here.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, if I'm trying to remember, and you can comment on this as well before I sip here. I recall it being it's a very, very rich rum, if I recall.
It smells
like
very
it's
rich.
super
Yeah.
sweet, very, very thick.
It smells very brown sugar to me on the nose. Does anybody else have this rum? Does anybody else have Kahlua Dark? Please tell us in the comments.
This stuff can sometimes be hard to find. We actually went hunting just this evening for some more Kahlua, and although the dark is probably the easiest one, if you can call it that, but yeah, it can be tricky.
I've had their
track this
spiced.
stuff down.
I've had their gold and their coconut, which was pretty good too. I actually ended up taking that spiced, which I'll discuss with you later, Dave. But I ended up taking their spiced rum, adding peppercorns, cloves. I think I even put, like some cinnamon in there. I possibly a small piece off of a star anise, and made it more spicy because I did not find it to be spicy at all. It was just a nice kind of sweet rum. But let's try this one. On the nose, I smell, like it's definitely sweet. I smell brown sugar for sure. Maybe. I mean, it doesn't have a super, super boozy profile. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, and I think it's only, I think it's a 40 ABV, so 80 proof. It's sitting at the lower end of the scale.
It's let me get my handy dandy glasses. It's 80 proof, yeah. Very good. Yeah. You have a good memory. Nice. I can kind of smell, I don't know, like it smells like a pie or something. I can smell raisins a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and try it. Greg, did anybody say that they had it?
Sean says, just another one I can't find. And Master Glass says, I regret.
It's so rich. It's like having a dessert. It's like, it's so super caramely, super vanilla to me.
Sell it around here. Should I make it my next Dark Rum purchase?
Greg was just giving me a comment from the side. Who said that, Greg?
Robert.
Oh, Robert said, should I make it my next rum purchase? Let me try it one more time and I'll let you know. So I can, I mean, it's actually doesn't have lots of, it doesn't look that sugary in the dram.
Right. Man, oh man. It is packs a wallop of rich flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost perfumey. Kind of like it really, how like some alcohol just comes, and some rum specifically just comes right through your nose and like burns your receptors right out. But that kind of, for me, coming through the nose sort of has a floral, I don't know, like a perfumey kind of, but it's spicy. It's a little spicy. It's kind of a little bit hot for me. A little hot.
It's super warm, and then to me it's just like full blast that classic rum caramel kind of flavor, and to me like a very sweet vanilla basically. But then now that you mention it, the spices you really pick up in there as well. It's like a nice spiced drink, you know. It's almost like a full cocktail. Like it feels like there's a blend of things when I taste it.
Yeah, it's not a bad sipper, really.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm thinking of Plantation Dark, but I don't even know if Plantation Dark is that, and not the OFTD, but the dark. I have Plantation Dark, but I don't actually use it that often because I don't find it to be that full bodied. So I want to put it in a cocktail. So
Right.
this is really interesting. I can really taste vanilla, and I just did a coquito. I think it's coquito. You know, like it's got coconut cream, canned condensed milk, coconut milk. It doesn't have any eggs, but it's a Puerto Rican eggnog basically, but no eggs. And I could see using this in that, although you usually use like a Havana Club silver, but it's good. I like it. Do you what's your take on it? You think I could use something else? Because don't you use this in the Kalikimaka?
Oh, for sure. I
Yes,
mean,
and
the
then
thing is
said,
that
"Should
that
I cry
particular
because I
cocktail was
have a
actually
bottle of
designed
Plantation
with
Dark
this
in my
rum
hand
in
right now
mind.
as you said
So
that."
I think that because that I was just gonna say is like normally I would like if I would never put this in a cocktail that wasn't it didn't ask for it specifically, just because in my opinion, I feel like it would twist the flavor, like it would influence the intended flavor a lot, unless that's what you're trying to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I think for like Shanna Shad's recipe of the Melakaliki Maka Mai Tai, like she is intending that. So, but like if I was trying to make like a regular dark Jamaican rum cocktail, I would probably shy away from this, knowing that it would probably sweeten the cocktail more than
Yeah.
I am intending. Yeah.
It's really like, for me, it's really dark brown sugar. You know, like
Mhm.
it's not as much molasses, if that makes sense, as it is dark, like a sugary note, you know?
Yes, that is exactly right.
Yeah. Hello, Stefan. Welcome. I just read a comment from Matt that said, "Should I cry because I have Plantation Dark in my hand?" I'm going to say no. I'm going to say if
Rejoice.
rejoice. If you have Plantation Dark, then use that. It's not I would say, as of right now, it's probably something I won't buy again because there are so many other dark rums that I like to use more. Do you have an opinion about that, Dave?
I think
What do you
I
think?
mean I think Plantation Dark is good, but like you said, you could always use something better. Like I mean it's one of those things where it's like now that Plantation has like Jamaica out there, I
Yeah.
find that to be something that's closer to a funky dark intended dark Jamaican, you know, not something that's too
Yeah.
dark like a black strap, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say those are two pretty different profiles. This has absolutely no funk. You know, it's not like a Jamaican rum that's going to have funk. And even Appleton Rare, you know, Appleton 12, I use that a lot of times as my dark rum. It's richer, has a tiny bit of funk, but it doesn't have as much as the signature and the 8. So yeah, I think there's probably better things out there, you know, those things that we both just mentioned that you could use as a dark over this. But I will say it's very nice. It's pleasant. It's a nice sipper, very sweet. I could see it over ice, or you know, maybe even just a sour with it would be decent. But it would be something that you don't add a lot of sugar. You're going to play with your ingredients a little bit in a cocktail that has, you know, half an ounce of sugar. You might want to pull that of some simple syrup. You might want to pull that down a little bit because this is so sweet. Yeah. What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Shall we make a cocktail with it?
Yeah, the beast. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's a big one.
I had to copy Dino and get my cheat sheet because it's got a shit ton of ingredients in it. So So I'm gonna
I'll
go
be
ahead
honest.
and
This cocktail, like on my side, I'm probably gonna have the amount of stuff like each, just because I believe it's designed to make 2 drinks, and so if I half the ingredients, it should give me a me-sized
yeah,
version of the drink. But if you
is
want to
that
split
how
it with
she?
Greg, you know,
Well, yeah, of course I'll split it with Greg, but he already talked to me about that. Just any drinks, just hand them my way. But yes, I noticed that in the recipe, and I was like, dang, that's a lot of lime juice. But you said that, I think, if I remember correctly, in your video about this cocktail, like this is made for 2 people. Otherwise,
same for 2, yeah.
you're on your butt like right away. Okay, let's shake it up. I'm gonna start with the lime juice, and I'll just make a double for me and Greg.
My wife is in the chat. She just said, she's like, I'll drink it.
Oh, so guess you're
Yes.
doubling it.
There we go. Making
So
the regular amount.
I'm going to call out the ingredients for this for a double, which is starting with 2 ounces of lime juice. Then we have 1.5 ounces of pineapple juice. I have not actually tried this yet, so I'm kind of excited to.
Oh, it's so good.
And then we got
it's one of Jess and I's favorite cocktails ever.
Ooh, nice. 1 ounce of cranberry juice.
Nope. I'm falling behind. Oh no.
Okay, I'll wait for you. Where are you at? You're at pineapple.
I'm doing pineapple. I'll go faster.
You need it. You need your ounce of cranberry.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I'm using are you using unsweetened cranberry?
Yes. Yeah, I usually do. I find that ocean spray is just, it's just not tart enough, and it's definitely sweet. So usually, so 1 ounce of cranberry juice.
Good.
1/2 ounce of simple syrup.
Cool.
All right.
There we go. 1/2 of simple.
Then we have a full ounce of orgeat.
Yes. There we go. Full ounce orgeat. Excellent.
1 ounce of dry curacao. And I'm using the Clement Creole shrub, but totally use whatever. I'm sure you could probably use triple sec in this too, but I think that would be really sweet, especially with the Kahlua we're using. So you really should get yourself some dry curacao if you don't have that in general. You could. What do you think, Dave? Could they use Cointreau? I think that'd be pretty sweet too.
I think so. I think you could use Cointreau, and yeah, I would say yes.
Stephen Poisset says when
that
the
is
recipe is
definitely good to go.
All
good to
one
use.
must worry is finding the glassware to fit it all. Just saying, nowhere to go.
He said, Stefan said, when the recipe is of large volume, all one must worry is finding the glassware to fit it all in. Just saying, I have nowhere to go. Cut it in half.
It'll be a fun night, Stefan.
Yeah. So then we got 1 ounce
you're using
of 1 ounce of your curacao
Clement?
or your orange liqueur. Yeah, I'm using the Clement.
Yep. Use a flour base.
Cool.
What?
Use a flour base.
Oh, Stefan, Greg says use a flour vase. Just fill that up. Okay, you got your dry curacao in there?
Yep.
Dave, you got it? Yes?
Yep.
Okay, now 2 ounces of spiced rum. So I was Dave and I have given each other some little rum samples, and I gave him some Chairman's. And he and Jess didn't particularly like it. So he uses Sailor Jerry's, which I don't particularly like, and that's fine. So I actually this weekend, go ahead, Dave, defend yourself.
I'm going to use your, I've got your bag of rum right here. I'm gonna use it.
Bag of rum. Okay.
Bag of rum. Going
Well,
for the chairman's.
what I did was I filled my little cup up here and with chairman's spice. I put some cloves in there. I put 3 peppercorns and I put some cinnamon, and I think that was it. And it definitely gave it more character. So I think this is a good rum to. I really love this Chairman's Reserve, but if you like it a little spicier or hotter, then just, and I don't. It doesn't really matter what rum you're using. Just add a few. Add some spicy, warm, or hot baking spices to your rum. Infuse it overnight, and you'll have a different rum. So that's what I did. I thought, all right, I'm going to spice it up a little bit. So, okay, now we have 1 ounce of the Kahlua. I don't know if I'll be able to make this in here. My shaker might not be big enough.
It's hard to shake. Yeah.
And then, what are you using for your gold rum? So it's
I am going to use Bacardi Ocho.
okay. I should go get that because I was going to use Appleton 8, but with the Kahlua being so rich, I think that Ocho would be better. So I'm gonna go grab it real quick. So you got 2 ounces of that.
Yes.
You can get that.
That was awesome, by the way. I think it's funny. Like, there's been a lot of discussion about Bacardi trying to, as they say, premiumize their more commercial rums. But in my humble opinion, I actually think they've made something that hits a pretty sweet spot with Bacardi Ocho. I think like it's super affordable and really flavorful, especially compared to their unaged Bacardi Gold. I think that stuff kind of tastes more like an ashtray, and this stuff actually tastes like something, So
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents.
It's a great mixer. I mean, as you can see, I'm almost through it.
Yeah. We
I've
both
had it
have the same amount. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I've had it on the channel a couple times this summer, and yeah, definitely that. I would say that is a must. That is a must get. What else? Oh, tiki bitters. You got your Elamukules?
I do. Let me toss my gold rum in real quick. And now,
Okay.
here it is. Yeah.
Hey, that's right. Stefan has the same volcano tiki mug that I have. I love that mug. It's so cool. It's huge. So yeah, great idea.
All right, I'm going to toss in some tiki bitters.
Okay. So Jessica asked, which orgeat do I like to use? So that's a good question. I was gonna. Is it 4 to 6 dashes or drops? Dashes.
4 to 6 dashes. Well, it says drops. I usually do like basically 2 squirts worth.
Okay,
there.
2 squirts worth. All right, 2 dashes.
It's a technical term.
Yes, 2 squirts. Then I'll shake this up. But let me answer Jessica's question. Hi, Jessica. Thank you for coming, by the way. Let me answer your question. So this is interesting because Dave and I have just recently had this conversation. I really like Liber & Co. Let me turn this down a little bit. But I have a huge bottle of Giffard's, and I find that Giffard's, and I'm sure you've tasted Giffard's, Dave. It's so sweet, and it has an almond paste flavor that I think dominates the cocktail, even if I take it down to a spoonful. So for me, I had this, this huge bottle of orgeat, and I ended up freezing the orgeat in food saver packets that equaled about 2 ounces, so that I could slowly mix it in with Liber & Co. if I wanted to, or use it by itself if I want something that's a little more almond pasty. But I find it to be very, very sweet. Very, very almond pasty, and I like Liber & Co. It seems to be kind of middle of the road. It does kind of have sometimes it can have a little bit of a grainy taste to it. I don't know if that really comes out in the cocktail as much, but I really like that one. Sort of, it does have an almond paste flavor, but it's not really dominant, and it's not overly sweet as well. And I know, Dave, you use Liquid Alchemist, right?
Yeah.
And why do you like that one better?
I mean, I'm sure the funny thing is in interest of full disclosure, I've never tried Liber & Co. or Ja yet. So it's probably awesome. I like Liquid Alchemist just in general across the board for its, I think it hits a pretty good sweet spot between longevity, like it won't go bad as quickly, but it's not like having like a Tarani syrup or like a Jaffar's sometimes where it gets away from, it doesn't have that like plastic taste to it essentially.
Yeah.
But it tastes a lot closer to the real deal. Not all the way, but much closer.
Yeah. I like Liquid Alchemist as well. So either one of those, I would say go with either one of those. They're great. For me, I'd skip the Jaffar's, but maybe I'll send you a packet of it, Dave. You can try it because I've got, I mean, they're. I think it's a 750 ml bottle that it comes in. Well, at least the one I got was huge, and I was like, I'll never be able to use this. It's just a lot. Let's shake this one up real quick. I gotta get some ice going here.
Yep.
Yeah, Robert says
so much.
That I know. Robert says it's very marzipan-y. I would agree with that. Stefan says make cookies with the orgeat syrup. Use it as a 1-to-1 sugar. Just add a bit more flour. Makes a wickedly delicious sugar cookie and a nutty chocolate cookie. Ooh, that's a good idea. Never thought about that. All right. I don't know if I can do this. I'll keep this off to one side. Forgot to put our music on, Dave. I got to put the music on.
This is here. Angry Cocktails.
Hey, Andrew. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming across the pond and spending time with us. Yay.
Oh. Got a good smell. It's off to a good start.
Let me see here.
Just like you, I'm making one for Jess as well. So like I'm gonna pour this twice.
Let's see. I'm gonna put a little background music on.
Here we go. I'm gonna toss this bad boy in.
What's that, Greg?
You could ask him how it sounds.
Yeah, I just put a little like background music on. Can everybody, is that too much or can everybody hear it? It's okay. Barely should be there.
That's straws. Perfect. Awesome.
All right.
Thank
this
you.
is a dirty dump, isn't it?
Yeah, you can.
I don't hear it.
I went the lame way and trying to get some of the
I'm like,
foam
I'm
up.
just following your video.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm teasing.
I failed to do the own thing in my own video.
Let me do it in this one because I can do that other. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is that's a lot.
He says he can't hear the music.
It's humongous.
Okay.
Turn it up a lot. I'll monitor that.
Okay. Can everybody else hear it a little bit better? I can hear it. Pretty loud. A little feedback from Greg's computer over there. Just give it a second. All right. I have a tiny scoop and it takes a lot longer. All right. Okay. How exciting. Right. Has anybody else who has seen Dave's video or any video on how to make this, has anybody else made this cocktail? I'm sure Stefan will say he's made it. Anyone? This is the most baby making tiki music I've ever heard. You are not wrong, Vino, but he's like, wait, we chose this together. Yeah,
like that Matt says, if I reach outside of the bounds of my thing, maybe I can just reach directly into your kitchen and grab ingredients.
Greg, you might have to come get this one. I'll try this one. Ready? You're already in there, huh?
Here we go.
Wow, it smells so sweet.
It is very sweet. Mm.
Here, Greg.
Oh yeah, the cranberry. Man, cranberry jumps out on this one.
Yeah,
it is
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Let me go in again.
Mm. Mm.
Mm. It's very wow, you can kind of taste every little thing in there, can't you? I mean, for that
Absolutely.
list of ingredients, that's crazy. Like,
I was just gonna say that. That's like yeah. Well, Jess was just saying here in the chat too that the spices that you added to the spiced rum would probably, well, you already did. It probably elevates the flavor of it even more than what we're tasting on this end.
I just realized that Jess is your wife in there. So
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So speak to that really quickly. Do you think that there's a difference? I mean, you guys have this one a lot. Do you think there's a difference between your Sailor Jerry's and the Chairman's in this cocktail? Can you?
I think a bit, because Sailor Jerry's is a higher proof. Like it's a little like punchier. So I think that helps cut through the pineapple and the cranberry a bit. So I think that, yeah, with the Sailor Jerry's, it probably, it's like using rye whiskey instead of bourbon. Like it has a tangier, grassier, more intensity.
Sailor Jerry's, you mean?
The Sailor Jerry's, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely hotter. Like the Sailor Jerry is definitely a lot hotter than this, and I don't find it to be as sippable as this. But but yeah, once I put all that other stuff in there, obviously it became a lot hotter. But you can taste the lime juice, you can taste the pineapple juice, you can taste the cranberry. You kind of get a little bit of the only thing I don't really get for me, because maybe it's because I use the Clement, is the orange curacao.
Yeah.
But it's like it's almost got like it's tart. It's a little bit tart. It's almost got like a bubblegum kind of almost quality to it. I wonder if that's because of the orgeat and the tiki bitters, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
then combined with the Kahlua. Because the Kahlua has such a thick sweetness to it.
Yeah. This is interesting. I highly recommend that you guys try this. Try it with whatever dark rum you have. Matt, you can try it with your plantation. It would be interesting to try this with different rums. Like, I'm kind of sure that if I put that that Appleton 8 in there, that it would have had just a little bit more funk, and it would have been a little more caramely. But I'm not sure that that's what I'm looking for here, because it's pretty sweet and pretty spot on just as it is.
Did you put nutmeg and
This is
I did not put nutmeg and cinnamon on it.
Jessica thinks that would make it taste a lot better.
Yeah.
Hey, so I have
It
nutmeg.
might be a little. Huh?
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
I worry that it might upset the cocktail too much, but like, what if you swapped out the spiced rum for Smith and Cross? I wonder if that would be insane to do so. How much spiced rum is it? Oh, it's 2 ounces. Oh, okay, that might not be a good idea.
Well, that's it. That's
Never mind.
That's
Gotcha.
for the 2 cocktails, though. So it's an ounce of spiced
Oh, true.
rum.
Yeah.
Your wife suggested that I grate some nutmeg and maybe do
yeah.
some cinnamon over the top, and that changes the cocktail. And I happen to have my little Caribbean nutmeg here. I bought this in the Caribbean when I was there a while ago, and they gave me this little cute grater. It's so cool. So I'm gonna try it with that, because who doesn't want to try this one more time? I love that. Like, just a little bit of nutmeg or a little cinnamon or a little mint. It definitely does change, your perception of the cocktail. Even if it doesn't change the flavor, it just definitely, it's a whole nother adventure in a cocktail. I really like that. So it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I like it.
All
Everybody make it. I'm gonna rinse my dram here.
Yep.
And we should move forward. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Stefan, would Kahlua coconut be better than Malibu? Yes, I would say it would. But I don't know. I can't remember. I want to look to Greg and say, do you remember Kahlua coconut? I mean, I could go get it and try it.
Yeah.
It's pretty coconutty, but it's not, like Clement coconut rum, coconut liqueur, I will say, is pretty suntan lotiony. But it also has like a nice, in certain amounts, it's perfect in a cocktail, and it's great because you're kind of really looking for that sort of poolside vibe and boost. But I don't remember exactly if the Kahlua was coconutty enough for me. It might not be because I went and found something else to use. But I don't have any Malibu to really do a comparison on that. Maybe that's our next live right there. Okay, so what are we doing? What are we doing next? Ew. We're gonna do some El Dorado next. I know Matt just picked this up today. I'm sure Stefan has this. If you don't have this, it's a little bit pricey, but I think it's like almost $50 here where I am. But it is well worth it. Actually, I can't get El Dorado right now in Oregon for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but so I have to have this smuggled in from a store in San Francisco. But yeah, I love this so much. It's a great sipper. I have a 15 as well. And so far I've just been using this a lot more. So I've used it in many of the cocktails on my channel recently. So go get it if you don't have it.
Ann and I have talked offline about rums as well, and something that we found is that we have a healthy amount of differing opinions on rum. I think we agree on a lot, and then we have different opinions about a lot, but this just happens to be both Ann and I's favorite sipping rum, at least at the moment. This is where we intersect 1,000%. I think that this stuff is just worth every penny.
$31.99 for it in Jersey.
That's funny. I mean, which you know what? That's the fun part of sipping rums with somebody, or or trying new rums, or passing them back and forth, and sharing bottles, because you don't have the same opinions, and I think it's really fun to just see what one person thinks about how something tastes, where it may differ. I think it's totally fun. I love it. And Matt says he paid $31.99. Stinker.
Robert says
Same with Robert, apparently.
46 for 15.
Yeah. And 46 for the
Really came for
15.
those 3 years.
Yeah, and plus I do have to pay shipping to get it here because Oregon put the poo on El Dorado for some reason. I'm not really sure what that is. And the last live, I explained to everybody that Oregon is a control state. So every drop of liquor goes up to Portland and then gets distributed to the liquor stores in the area. And then it's really regional. Like Uncle Pete, he can get tons of amazing rums up there. The population of Oregon is really in Portland. the population is not in Southern Oregon where I am. So we've got a lot of Bacardi and things like that here. And I have to order some things out of state, which some states won't even ship here, because Oregon controls it all. So it's a bummer, but I find a way around it. So once you pour this and then you let it open up for a second, it's kind of the same, like it's sweet. It doesn't have that brown sugar smell. What do you think, Dave?
I totally agree. This is one where I also get like a slight vanilla on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, like you said, it's got that sweetness, but not nearly as, for example, not like Kahlua, where it's like punches you in the face with the sweetness. But
Yeah.
I think 12 is such a good sweet spot of flavor. Jess has to head out. Thanks for hanging. Jess.
Thank you so much for hanging with us, and helping out today, I'm sure. I would say, once you let it sit in there on your tongue for a minute, I get vanilla notes off of it. This one is going to have more of a barrel flavor than that Kahlua. Like you can, that's what, there's a big difference between this, the Kahlua and the El Dorado, for sure. The Kahlua is going to be better for, in certain applications than the El Dorado, but I think the El Dorado over the board is going to would be a good go-to.
Absolutely. You really taste the age on this, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you pick up, like you said, the imparted barrel flavor.
Gnome's Tavern.
Hey, hello to Gnome's Tavern.
Yay. Thank you for stopping by. We're trying El Dorado 12. If you have that, go get it and try it with us. Does anybody else have this? I know you do. I know there's two of you that do. So Matt, I hope you're trying this with us right now. Put your tasting notes in the comments. I really want to see those. It's one of those things where, and I think I explained this last time, and I'm sure you guys all know this, but you sort of try it. I like to pour it and try it and then let that kind of like kill my tongue a little bit and then let it sit there and open up. Sometimes even dropping a couple of, if it's really aged rum, a couple of drops of water after you've tried it a few times is interesting too, because it changes the structure and tastes a little different. But you let this open up and then you take another sip and you're going to get different things as you taste it, like you said, like the vanilla and then the barrel age coming in there as well. It's so, and now when I take another smell, it's like really vanilla and really sweet. It's kind of more molassesy, whereas the Kahlua is a little more brown sugary.
Absolutely.
I really like it. Like it just that little amount, just to sip even that little amount, just cold winter day. I don't know if you have cold winter days down there, Dave.
This is as cold as it gets right now. 46 degrees.
Yeah.
Not very cold.
Not very cold.
This is going to make it sound like I work for El Dorado, but
yes.
I think that the greatest sipping rum I've ever had in my entire life is El Dorado single barrel. I always forget exactly, like super fans of El Dorado will immediately respond to that with like, well, which is it, this thing or this thing? And I always forget it's like 3 letters, but it comes in a bottle that's shaped like a cricket bat. Like
really,
it's this square thing that goes up, and then the pour is the handle, is like the cricket bat handle. But it's an El Dorado single barrel. It's unbelievable. It is just the craziest, most delicious thing I've ever had in my life when it comes to rum sipping. But if you ever manage to see that stuff, it is like I would say add it to your collection right away.
I have never even seen that online
Bottle?
or even on the El Dorado website. So that's something to look for.
Mhm.
What's it called? Eldorado single barrel?
An Eldorado single barrel. And maybe someone in the chat knows what exactly it's called, but because there's a single barrel that where the bottle is shaped like that, like
Mhm.
there's like a Port
Typical kind
Morant
of.
version
Yeah.
and whatnot, and single barrel like in this. But then there's the one that's like a hilarious looking, like, well, like I said, it's like it looks like a cricket bat. You could play cricket with it. But anyway, just
Sorry, I think Robert's gone, but thank you, Robert, for coming. It was really good to have you here. Yeah, I'm gonna look for that. You might have to remind me of that because that sounds really interesting. I have the 15. I need to get to trying that a little bit more. But so Matt says he gets the oak and he gets the sweet. And as you say, things like pick that up too. As we throw out things, he can taste that too. So you can kind of get vanilla and sort of molasses and that barrel. And then each time you try it, I feel like I really get the barrel on the back end of that. Like there's almost a little bit of must, but it's just the barrel, on the back end of it. But I like it a lot. Shall we make a little cocktail with it?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna make nutty like a fruitcake with this one because it just seems to fit the season, and it is such an excellent cocktail. We already know that. And I have my Haley Paley double rocks glass here, and I'm gonna use that. Yeah, I think Mindy would be happy with that. I know you were saying like she's a superstar now, right? She's
yeah, she's like part of all things. Even though she came from the rum world, she's part of the Patron family, I think now, and she's like one of their, I don't know how she fits into their company, but she's like featured on their website and like makes cocktails directly for them on their site and everything. And I was like, wow, okay, so she's doing all right.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I've I don't know. She doesn't seem to be very active on Instagram anymore. But I tried to follow her, and you have to she has to accept your invite. So we'll see. So you got all your stuff. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. So we have 3/4 of an ounce of orgeat.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna stir my lemon juice up here. All right. 1/2 ounce of lemon juice.
Cool. Oh, I should. Whoa, 1/2 ounce of lemon. Whoops. Oh my God.
Going crazy with the lemon juice.
Oh no. Oops.
You have a bar mat, don't you?
I do, and I forgot it. So now I'm just making a mess.
Okay. 1 ounce of orange juice.
Yes.
Then we have 1/4 ounce of allspice dram. I think I've had the same allspice dram for my entire life. It's lasted me a very long time. It's a little too much. It's such a touchy thing, like you just pour just even 1/4 ounce or even less than that. Oops. Too much, and it's just too much for me.
Takes over.
It takes over. All right.
Ounce of orange curacao.
1/2 ounce.
Okay.
Does your recipe call for an ounce?
No, 1/2 ounce.
And then half an ounce of spiced rum.
Yep. I'm also going to use your Chairman's spiced on this
You're
one.
very nice. You don't have to. You can use whatever spiced rum you have.
Since I'm on your show, I wanted to do your rums.
Oh. Stefan says, for the special El Dorado, I believe Dave was thinking El Dorado Cashmere Willow.
Ooh.
And Sean, that's awesome. If you do make that allspice dram, he says, getting ready to make some allspice dram. If you do make it, post it somewhere, Facebook. So, hi Tracy, thank you so much for coming. I'm really happy to have you here, and she loves my sweater, and I love Dave's sweater too. It's very cute. Okay, so we got 1.5 ounces of the El Dorado 12.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, Tiki Bitters. 1 dash. 1 dropper full. Okay, a little bit of ice.
Everything, yeah.
That's everything, yeah.
So much smaller than the last cocktail.
Yeah, that's a whopper.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, that's tiki for you. If you don't like tiki, then if you don't, then you shouldn't be. Obviously, you shouldn't be making the cocktails. I mean, they're usually whoppers, except for like the sours and things like that, like the Haitian rum sour, which is on my channel. Check it out. It's so good. Or the grog or any of those things that I've made lately. They're so good. I'm gonna steal your music and use it. I just realized how we use that. I love that. Okay, dirty dump.
Here we go. Nice.
This is the craziest cocktail. It's just so wild to me.
Good one.
Dave, have you actually ever had fruitcake?
I have.
Yeah.
The last time I had it, I think I was very young, and I wasn't a fan as a kid. I remember just being like, I think as an adult, I would probably enjoy it, but as a kid, I was like, what? Like, what is all this? What are all these little fragments of fruit doing inside of a cake? I just want cake.
Yeah, they're chewy and gooey and weird. I think old-fashioned ways. Doc was saying that he's trying fruitcake. He was having fruitcake cookies, and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. You should do a review of. Anyway, let's try this.
Right,
it's just amazing how it's so fruity smelling.
Man, it's good.
God, it's good.
This is a killer cocktail.
Sometimes there's cocktails that I have on my channel, and obviously Dave put out Nutty Like a Fruitcake as well. So we both put it out. You guys got to try it. Sometimes there's a cocktail on my channel where I'm just like, I just want to suck it down. It's so good, like it's totally dangerous because it's that good. But I think, and I don't know, you can tell me, Dave, the difference between this cocktail and the Mela Kaliki Maka is I can't taste. This is really well balanced and really well blended. I don't personally taste I don't get the allspice dram as much, but today, but I could taste every single ingredient in that other cocktail. And this one's just like a super fun, sweet sipper. You know, what do you think? Like, can you taste everything or?
I
that's
suppose I suppose a couple of things do jump out at me on this one. Like, I mean, first of all, I do think that this cocktail is greater than the sum of its parts. Like, once it all comes together, it's just such an incredible flavor, honestly, that I just didn't expect. Like,
Yes.
the first time I made this, which was when I made it on the show, and it was my very first time ever having it, and it just shocked me. I was like, oh my gosh, like this, this is super flavorful. And
Yeah.
like as much as I love as much as I love Melikaliki Mai Tai, I feel like this one really feels like just extraordinarily full-bodied and, like you said, incredibly well balanced. The allspice does jump out to me a bit, but I think that's probably like elevated by it's probably elevated by the Demerara rum, to be honest. Like, I think that those two are working together in order to like boost up the sort of the spice flavors, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the spiced rum, of course.
Yeah, and I used my spiced rum that I infused with other spices today, so maybe that's sort of, I don't know. I don't get it as much today as I did when I made the video. What I'm getting today a little bit more, and maybe I just poured a tiny bit too much of orgeat, is more of that. Like that. It's not dominant by any means, but I can definitely taste it. You know, it's not like I think it's more of the mouthfeel coming from that and the sweetness coming from that than it is anything else. But man, if you guys haven't made this and you have the El Dorado and you have any kind of spiced rum and you can use, you know, the dry curacao like Dave used in it, it is amazing cocktail. And you could always just, if you don't have tiki bitters, just use Angostura bitters, because that's kind of a go-to. If you don't have any bitters at all, just use Angostura bitters and just like do one dash of it. And I think that would be plenty. What do you think, Dave? Do you think Angostura would work good in there as well?
The original recipe actually calls for Angostura. And that's so I ended up using that when I made it, and it's funny, just now when you said, you were like, and now we toss in the tiki bitters, I was like, oh right, I can try it with the tiki bitters now.
Oh.
And it's one of those, like, if you have tiki bitters, definitely do it. It's only gonna help make this thing taste wonderful and more, you know, holiday themed, so to speak. With the inherent spices that come with the tiki bitters, but I think you can really go either way. So.
Yeah, I love those tiki bitters, and you know, they definitely bring a good spice to any tiki cocktail. It's really fun. It's a great.
Sometimes I have sometimes I'll drink El Dorado 12 in like a single rocks glass and put in tiki bitters just to help wake up some more of those flavors, and that on its own is super delicious.
Oh, that's a good idea. I will definitely try that next time.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good. Damn.
Yeah, it's good. You just want to keep drinking it.
Yeah.
But alas, we must move on to our third category. At least we get too drunk and can't move on, which happened, I think, last time. What is our last one? Oh,
the last one's gonna be the.
It's a pouch of rum. This is tiki lovers. Pouch of that stuff. Let's see, Joel T. Hi guys, you made me go and open my first bottle of ED12. I've been saving. Congrats. Thank you very much for the congrats on the 1,000 subs. I really appreciate it. I just got my allspice berry to try and make some dram. Very cool. I'd love to see your recipe for that. It's not available where you are. So yeah, you just got to do what you got to do and make some. That's really, really cool. I need to do that myself. There's a few little things I need to do myself, but Vino said candied fruit doesn't belong in a cake, and I totally agree. I also think that let's see, in a brownie, no nuts. you want a nice smooth brownie. I don't want to have a crunchy anything in there. But Damos left. Thank you, Damos, for coming. Anyway, I was just kind of looking through the comments really quickly to see fruitcake that is loaded with enough rum to get a buzz is what Grandma made and taught me, and it's so good. That's what Stefan said.
Stefan should share the recipe.
we were
Actually,
talking about that this week.
Jess and I was asking Jess about fruitcake the other day, and she said that the last time that she actually made one, I believe, and she did that where I think she did the whole thing of like basically marinating the cake with rum over the course of, gosh, like 10 days or something like that.
Oh my God.
And so at the end of it, she's like, well, it was pretty well packed at the end. And
I
that
mean,
probably makes
for me, that's like a lot of work for a cake that I don't really want to eat it anyway, but that is totally valiant, and I love that she did that. So we're trying Tiki Lovers. I can't get this locally. I can get it up in Portland, and I probably will the next time I go up there, but I actually haven't tried it yet. Since you sent it to me, I thought I would.
Oh, really?
Dave shared this with me because I didn't have it. So I thought I would wait until tonight. It's definitely got some little fingers on there, some sugar content. Ooh,
I'll say just a little bit of what this rum is all about. So this is a bizarre blend. Tiki, I've only ever tried this product from them. Apparently they make a whole line just like Kahlua. But
I've seen the white. Yeah.
They
go ahead.
So this is a blend of a couple of different ages, apparently, of both Barbados, Guyanan, and Trinidad rums. So mostly Barbados rums, like in that region, basically. And then it's of course very overproof, so it's gonna burn.
Yeah. What's the proof?
It's like a Navy strength, I guess.
So 114 proof.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll take a little breath first then. I mean, it definitely has some, you can kind of see some little legs on it. Does anybody else have this? Just Dave and I? Is that it? Does anybody have Tiki Lovers Dark? Oh, that's a crazy ride. That's like, wow. It's interesting because you think of it, if it's an overproof, you're going to just get that burn through your nose, but I didn't get that. And it sort of went through, the burn was definitely last. And I got like a real flash of vanilla and then oak and then the burn, from the alcohol.
Yeah. Wow, the second sip, of course, is way sweeter to me.
Yeah. It's definitely hot. I mean, it is overproof. It's spicy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. That I can think of a few things that I'd love to try that just like in a sour or something like that, just with some crushed ice or something like that. It's really it's kind of like at the end, I don't know about you, but at the end for me, it's kind of like bittersweet. Like, I don't know. It's got like it's definitely sweet, but it's got like a bittersweet note. It's definitely oaky. Are you getting that, Dave?
I was waiting to see if you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Like, I think because it's a blend of 3-year and 5-year rums as far as the age goes. And so you get a bit of oakiness on it.
Yeah. I do get it's vanilla. I get some vanilla in there. Kind of like the finish is short in the sense of with the flavors, but it definitely kind of lingers on your tongue. It's just kind of present there, I guess would be the best way to describe it. I don't get like the burn doesn't last. It's not like, like when was going to say OFTD, but I've sipped OFTD straight and neat, and it's great too. I was trying to think of something that's like overproof that sort of lingers. It lingers, but there's not like a real complexity that lingers or anything discernible for me that lingers on the tongue. I would say
What about like I was going to say maybe a Hamilton 151 Demerara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely one that would
That's
linger.
one that like lingers for me. But
yeah. It's really nice. I mean, I guess it was, I don't know, that's kind of strange. I thought it was not going to be as complex as it seems to present itself to me today. Now, maybe if I tried another day, I might think differently, but it's because I do see this. I'm sure you've been to a lot more tiki bars than I have, but I do see this in tiki bars. So obviously it's got a good application.
It's funny. Like Jess and I found this rum during 2020. And I think when we first found it, we were kind of like, what is this stuff? And then after the pandemic and going back to tiki bars, I've started to notice this bottle behind the bar on shelves, and I'm like, oh, like they've got tiki lovers behind the bar now, like in a couple of tiki bars that I've been to. So,
yeah. I mean, obviously, it has some good.
I don't know what they're using it in because it's a blend, but
I don't know. I've actually never paid attention to how full the bottles were, at any of the places that I've gone. But that's something.
Decoration.
Could be just decoration, because it says tiki, and you have to have that.
Yeah, that's true. Tiki lovers. This bar is a tiki lover.
So Stefan's rum bar. Yes. Rum bar overproof lingers for days, but I love that rum, and I don't know that I've ever really sipped it neat. But that rum is probably my number 3. It is a serious punch in the face. It's a serious punch in the face. So, yeah. It has. You have it, don't you, Dave? Did I send that to you?
Yeah.
Did you try it?
We found it. Locally just recently, and when Jess and I had it, it was like the first time having it was like setting our faces on fire. So.
You're just like. Set that on fire. It's a lot, but it smells so amazing. And I mean, let's see what I used it in. I used it many times this summer. I can't pinpoint any. I think I used it in the Bahama Mama, maybe not. I did use it a lot this summer. I kind of like will find a rum and then just be like, this is amazing. And then I'll use it a lot, which I've done a lot with the El Dorado currently on my channel. But yeah, it's amazing. But we digress once again. So Sean wants to know if I found Just Rum yet. The only Just Rum that I can get is in tiny little, like basically airplane sizes locally, which is terrible because I think Just Rum is an Oregon product. And let's see, what's his channel called? Rum and Drums. I follow him on YouTube and on Instagram, and he has suggested it to me many times, and it's just my area, unfortunately. But I will make note of that. And somehow I will get it. What do you suggest? Put that in the chat. Why are you mentioning that? I'd like to know. Yeah, it's Oregon based, he says. Yeah. I thought there was. I haven't had it.
Right, man? Oh, you haven't had it?
No, Just Rum. Have you, Dave?
No, I was hoping that you'd had it so I could ask you what it was like.
If I get some, I'll send you some. But yeah, I can't. Like I said before, my area is just so I think it's just niched to the big box companies because that's what people in my area request most and like the most. So there's not much I can do about that. I can only order 6 bottles at a time from my local store. So they could get me certain rums, but I'd have to buy 6 bottles of them. And who wants to do that if you don't like the rum, So yeah. I kind of have to choose what I'm going to get, but I will. Sean, which one? Which one should I hunt down? Let me know. We're gonna make a daiquiri out of this and try it next. But I'm wondering if I should use. I think I'm gonna go with some vanilla syrup with this one. Are you just going simple, Dave?
I'm using Demerara syrup.
Ooh, yeah.
Gnome's Tavern says,
But
less
your idea
risk
sounds
going to the bigger brands. I don't think so, but less risk.
Right. The liquor stores have less risk because they know that they can sell. They know they can sell a Bacardi. They know they can sell a Jack Daniels. They know, something. He's right. Yeah. Yay! A little fish in the kitchen. Hello. So Little Fish in the Kitchen, we both just subscribed to each other's channels, which helped me. Or actually, she may have been one of my followers for a while, but kind of helped put me over the top to 1,000 subs, which I really appreciate. Thank you, everybody. Again, it's a big deal for me. So thank you so much. All right. Sorry. We have to make the cocktail. What are your ratios? What do you like for a daiquiri? Dave, what are your ratios?
I usually go. So I don't make daiquiris that often, but when I do 2-ounce rum, 1 ounce lime, 3/4 ounce, 3/4 ounce, whatever I'm going to use for the syrup or the sugar,
All right. I always do 2 half.
2 half.
Yeah, 2 ounces of rum, half an ounce of half an ounce of whatever syrup, and then half an ounce of lime.
Okay. That sounds good. We can do that.
I do not believe you. You're like, that sounds like way too much.
I was gonna say I defer to you because I so rarely make daiquiris, and so I have a feeling that you have a lot more experience with doing it in order to showcase a rum. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you want, you could do 2 half, and of course you can always add another 1/4 ounce of whatever syrup that you're
Maybe
using,
I'll split the difference and do 2 3/4.
Yeah.
1,000 subscribers. Congrats.
Yeah. So Gnome's
Tavern
just came from Beach Bum Berry's Tiki Bar in New Orleans. So I love that he inflated my subs to 10,000. That's amazing, but it's not real. What did I do with the pouch? Here it is.
Everyone's staying in that hotel that Beach Bum Berry's bar is in, subscribed at the same time.
So Little Fish, I thought that you had been a subscriber for a long time, and thank you for commenting when you do and being a part of my journey. And as you know, it's a long haul and a long journey. So thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I did all that. Got to get some ice. So nobody else had Tiki Lovers Dark, is that correct?
Yo.
Blackberry rum. Sean says, just checked Just Rum's website, and they have a blackberry and spiced as well. So I can get it in almost like a little flight of airline sized bottles. Maybe I should do that, and maybe I could do a little video on it. Does anybody want to see a video on Just Rums and their lineup? I could definitely do that.
I'll watch it.
Thanks, Dave.
So it sounds good to me.
You're the best.
All right. I tried to chill in like a villain this glass, like vino, but I didn't quite. I didn't put it in early enough.
It's not the same. Steve, the bartender, always just puts ice, in the glass and just lets it sit there as he's making the cocktail. And I don't tend to do that on my videos because I want, especially with tiki, I think like there's some really amazing colors that come out of tiki cocktails, and I want to show that, and I don't really want to show the frosted glass. So, and most of the time, to be honest, I don't do it anyway. So, but yeah.
Right.
And Vino says not every glass can chill like a villain. So, all right. It looks like I need to get some just rum and do a video on that and see how it goes. But cheers. You ready?
Cheers.
Yours is all coolly lit up. That's so cool. Cheers.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have this rum, just go get some rum and make a daiquiri with us to celebrate my 1,000 subscribers and the holiday season.
Oh.
Ooh. Wow.
How does the vanilla affect it?
It's very vanilla. Well, it's not very vanilla. I think it's really balanced actually. I mean, I definitely get the vanilla. And that's only half an ounce that I used. It's pretty well balanced. I don't, it's not like tart. It's not lime forward.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely get the rum and the different things we talked about, like the oak, the vanilla, sort of those demerara-y, I guess, sort of notes in it. It's really interesting. It might be just a little sweeter than it should, sort of be. Next time I try it, I'll try it with just some simple syrup and see how that goes. But how does the demerara affect it? Because that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in retrospect, it may have been a little too rich, like for me to use that. It's as someone who usually just has tiki lovers straight, it's interesting to taste it in something. Like I almost never do this, and yeah, it's way more muted. I think that as far as the fire goes,
Yeah.
it turns down the heat. But it's good. I mean, it's because Tiki Lovers is already a blend with just 3 ingredients. It tastes semi-complex,
Would you be game for a little experiment, Dave?
Absolutely.
And hopefully you guys out there are making a daiquiri at least of some sort, just whatever you like. But I was thinking I would just make it with simple syrup and keep my specs to half and see how that goes. Are you up for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me.
Let's do it.
I have to go grab simple. Unfortunately,
okay.
I only have demerara. Sorry.
Okay.
Just a second.
I'm gonna rinse my stuff while you're going. Everybody go grab your stuff. Dino, go grab your Smith and Cross and make yourself a Smith and Cross daiquiri. And I'm gonna go grab another glass. I will be out of the picture here for just a second. There was a glass in the glass case over there. Open it very slowly. when I first, okay, Vino, when I first started doing YouTube videos, I was doing Google ads with my YouTube videos, and most of you on here are probably YouTubers, so this will make sense to you. So I was getting like 1,000 views per video, but basically I was buying them. So he's right in a sense. And then they, Vino and Alchemix Bar and Rob's Home Bar and Dave from Booze on the Rocks invited me into their Discord group. And I'd never done anything like that before. And I literally came in on those three guys during the pandemic. I think I was the first woman on the channel or on the Discord. And I was like, wow, this is crazy to just be in these people's living room. And they all helped me so much to just like change this, do that. Change my channel in really great ways. And I'm super appreciative to my Discord family, which continues today. We constantly have new people coming in and they all learn so much. And it's not a competition. It's just a friendly place to get advice or just learn about each other and make friends across the United States. I mean, we have people, I'm in Oregon, Vino's on the East Coast in the New York area. We've got people in Canada and people down like Nome's Tavern, that's New Orleans. It's really, really amazing. So I'm so grateful for all of you guys. All right, sorry, I digressed again. So what do you think? Two
great.
half?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah? All right.
Yep.
There it is. Right, half an ounce of
Hey, Drums and Rums is here.
Yay, Drums and Rums. I just mentioned you just moments ago because you recommended Just Rum to me, and I looked for it and could not find it locally in my Oregon store. I can get a tiny little flight. We were just discussing that a moment ago. So I may do that and just at least so I can try them and do a little video on it. That would be super fun. But regionally, I can't get the things that I really want to get. So it's a bummer, but it's a reality. Right. What'd I do with the pouch? Anyone see the pouch? What'd I do with it? Oh, it's right here.
I can reach through the barrier and hand you some more.
Could you hand me the pouch? Because all this nutty like a fruitcake is hitting my brain here.
All right, I'm going to use some Hal Mahoney Simple here.
Wait, you don't make your own simple?
I do sometimes.
I'm going
But I do love
to
this
say
stuff.
judgment.
I got a little addicted to this stuff. I know that Simple is just simple, but I like this stuff because of I love their consistency of the thickness of this stuff. So I love using it. It ensures that I don't screw up my own Simple as hard as it is to screw it up.
It's not. Yeah. Anyway.
Just simple.
Maple Cook.
Oh.
Maple Cook is on.
So a couple things here. Maple Cook, he has a great channel. You have to type in Maple Cook. Super funny. Bless you, Dave. We have kind of the same sense of humor, I believe. He gets me, and I seem to get him. I think his stuff is super funny, and he just was in Japan with another channel. And if Maple Cook, please put your information and the other channel that you were with into the chat. Super fun. I really enjoyed his videos. Well, he was in Japan, but the other videos that he puts out are hilarious, and he makes really great food. And just thank you so much for your support. You helped me get to 1,000 subs. So thank you. I'm going to put some ice in here, but one other thing I wanted to address was Drums and Rums. Let me talk to John from Just Rums. I would so appreciate that. You can always get me through Instagram and message me and let me know, and I can get in contact with him myself. But that would be wonderful. I would really appreciate that. So let's shake these up. You got your ice already? I do not. So Livio from Master Your Glass says, do you folks make your simple syrup with equal parts in weight, grams, or measured cups? I just measure it through cups. I don't get that technical. But do you suggest we do it through grams and weigh it all out? I'm sure that would be a much better quality product, but I think for my home bar, I just want to get it done quickly, and it doesn't really, I don't know, you tell me. Yeah. I'm going to shake my cocktail.
I'm a fan of cups as well. We do regular batches of cinnamon syrup, and everything is done in cups.
Yeah, I have a cinnamon syrup on my channel, and as I kind of get further and further into this, I like a spicier and spicier cinnamon syrup. So I end up adding more sticks and adding more of the powdered, and then just straining it like crazy because it's just not spicy enough for me. I suppose that's just how it goes. Ooh.
Master Your Glass says, I just started weighing it. Been doing cups for a long time, but I didn't notice the difference.
Oh. Livio says, I just started weighing it all. but I don't notice a difference. So that's good advice, actually.
Someone says they do 2 to 1 for their simple.
Vino, I do the same thing. If they have gum syrup in like big sales, I do pick up those things. But I use them for old fashions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't really gone down that road yet with the gum syrup. We just had a cocktail last week at a local bar, and Greg was asking me what that was. And it's just, what do you think, Dave? Like, it just gives it a different mouthfeel, right?
Absolutely.
It's a little thicker.
It's a very thick, very chewy syrup. And that's why, for me specifically, if I'm making a rum old-fashioned or a whiskey old-fashioned, it really makes it something interesting. Like Vino says right now, amazing viscosity. And so it does change the mouthfeel quite a bit.
Yeah. When Liber & Co. have their annual mega sale, I'll pick up some gum syrup. Oh, that's a good idea. Tell us when that is, and we'll pick up some gum syrup as well.
Is Black Friday still going on? Oh my God.
Vino's like, I'm not going to tell you when that is, because then I won't be able to pick up mine. All right, let's try this.
Let's do it.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Is
somebody making a daiquiri out there? Please say they are. Yeah, this is a cool little vintage glass that I picked up.
It's beautiful.
Has anyone tried making the super syrup Kevin Koss did a video
on? Andrew, or Angry Cocktails, are you talking about simple syrup or the lime syrup?
Super syrup.
And Gnome's Tavern says his wife is demanding a pin killer. I'm sure I'll be demanding a pin killer once I go back to drinking my cocktails that are sitting next to me.
Yeah. That was really great.
I would really love to post.
I'm still drinking the nut butt cake. Okay. He did a special thing he called super syrup. I haven't seen that video, Andrew, and I haven't tried it. Can you give a quick explanation of what it was? What do you think, Dave?
Awesome. Yeah, I think this was the right call to do this experiment. It may be that we just had one of these, but I do think that comparatively it helps kind of get out of the way of the natural flavors of the tiki lovers,
And you
while
went
at
with,
the same time like
did you go with
smoothing it
half?
out a little bit. Yeah, I
Did you
used
go?
your
Yeah,
recipe of 2 half. Yeah.
So this is the vanilla syrup one.
Oh yeah.
That's really, yeah, that's interesting. Now that I go back to it, that almost has I hate to say it, but almost like an acetone or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's like, I mean, not in a bad way. It's really interesting.
On my end, it was the previous version was a little too mellow and a little too sweet, and this one feels a little more well balanced.
Yeah, I would say that about my version as well. It had, I think, I can taste it, like it's sticky on my tongue. It really lays on the tongue, and it has a lot more vanilla flavor than I like. This version, the second version with just a simple syrup, really showcases the rum a lot, I think. Like you get all those things we talked about, the vanilla, the oaky, and it just lets it kind of shine. That is why I make daiquiris in this way, to showcase the rum. So like if I get a new bottle of rum, oftentimes I'll make a daiquiri this way to pull out those tasting notes and see what it's like. Sometimes, I mean, it's not for every rum. A daiquiri is not for every rum, but it's an interesting way to use it and try it.
Absolutely.
I think I got to go with number 2. What do you agree?
I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best one. Is there anything else you want to? I kind of want to try the since we're here and we haven't gone 2 hours yet. I sort of want to try your scotch. But
oh my gosh, the Dalwhinnie.
What I should try is that Dr. Bird vermouth.
Let's do that, and I actually gave you the last of my Dalwhinnie, so I don't even have it anymore. So we could do the vermouth.
Yeah. Let's keep it rum centric.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look through these comments really quickly because I've got to be gone. And thank you for stopping by, Little Fish in the Kitchen. I really appreciate it. Go back to your hotel and get some rest. That's really nice of you to come.
I'll see if you're still on for a bit. So.
Let's see. I believe Kevin's super syrup was a replacement for using egg white or aquafaba. Oh, and this is interesting because let's see, the home bartender. Let's see, super easy 1.5.1 simple syrup at night, infusing it with dehydrated. God, that sounds good.
Yeah, he was talking about the apricot, and I said syrup, and I said that sounds great. It's really the recipe.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, okay. So I just bought some. Who makes it? I'm drawing a blank. I just bought some foamer recently to try that over an egg white, and I don't particularly like the way the foamer smells, but then again, egg white doesn't really smell great either. But I noticed like a chemically smell on an egg on the foamer. Do you use foamers at all, Dave? No. So like, no, you don't make any eggy cocktails, basically.
I rarely do. If I make sours, I'm using just straight egg white.
Yeah. And Angry Cocktail says I use Wonder Foam just because it's so much easier. I have to go grab that pouch that you sent to me. Let me grab that really quickly.
Okay. in a minute we're going to be using Dr. Bird. This is a vermouth cask finish. I did not know that this stuff existed until just a month or two ago. It is 118 proof, so it's very high proof, and just over Navy strength, I guess. But yeah, really interesting stuff. Looks like
A
this.
vermouth cask finish. That's crazy. Dave, I sent you some pineapple. Did you get a chance
Yeah.
to try it?
Haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's it's okay. Just I haven't tried this yet, and I haven't poured it out of the pouch. But even just like smelling it, it's so fruity,
Ooh,
and
baby.
this is such an
Yeah,
interesting
this is-
rum. It's gonna
Yeah,
punch me in the face.
Extremely aromatic.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, and then like is about the same as what a regular Dr. Bird looks like.
yeah, yep. It's so funky. It's so funky
It's
smelling. It's crazy.
Ridiculously funky.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about this before, Dave and I. Like, it's the funkiest. It's one of the funkiest besides the funk, which I think I gave you, Dave. But
You did, yeah.
like,
I did try that one, yeah.
it's the funkiest rum I think I've smelled. Like, it really does taste like funky banana peels, and it's crazy. This obviously has a little bit more of a alcohol overtone coming through, almost like
Yeah.
glue. I can almost smell like
Yep.
glue or paste, which, whatever. That doesn't sound appealing. I got the foamers. It's Fee Foamers by Fee Brothers. I don't know. I'm going to experiment with it and see. I tried it a couple weeks ago, and I didn't do any better than I would with an egg, but I gotta say that's not my strength. I'm not really great at shaking eggy cocktails. They don't always turn out really great for me. But Tiki doesn't have a lot of that either. So, all right, let's try this.
There we
Dr.
go.
Bird Vermouth Cask. Oh my God, it smells like acetone. That's not as, wow. It's not as intense as I thought it was going to be, actually. I mean, it has quite a burn on the end, but that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, can you hand me that Dr. Bird bottle on the ground? So the Dr. Bird that's finished in, that I've used on this channel many times. I used it in the Mr. Bird. Which one?
It's in Muscatel, right?
Muscat, yeah. This one?
Yeah, trade you.
I'm handing Greg some daiquiris. He wants to do the experiment. So yeah, this is Dr. Bird. It's finished in the Muscatel cask. And you really do get that you really do get that, grape sort of really sweet, fruity finish. So this is really interesting to just, I really get that barrel finish. It's almost like a bourbon almost. What do you think, Dave?
And it might be the like a lot of liquor, like it might be the title that's influencing my palate, but I do feel like I pick up the vermouth,
Yes, I do feel like I pick up the vermouth as well. There's so many vermouths out there that it's hard to say what it is, but
right.
it's really interesting. I mean, it's not, this is one of the strangest rums in the sense of you get this funky smell when you open it up, but then you don't get that on the taste, because I don't think it's not funky, that's for sure.
Mm.
No.
Which to me is, it's kind of how Dr. Bird operates. Like, I feel like Dr. Bird is more of a funk on the nose than it is on the actual taste itself.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just trying to think, like, what would I use that in?
I'll tell
mean,
you
we could-
when you sent Jess and I the funk,
Yeah.
we ended up doing a super lineup where we lined up in our kitchen. We did we did the funk versus Dr. Bird versus this stuff that we're having right now versus Smith and Cross versus Rum Bar. And we went
Oh my
all the way
God.
down the funk
Wow.
line.
Yeah.
And
What was
it
your?
was like an unfilmed episode where we basically compared. And that was the whole thing. We were like, okay, well, let's talk about how which of those has the most flavor of funk versus which of those has the most nose of funk. So, and this guy basically ended up against Rum Bar. This one ended up on like the super funk nose kind of things versus taste.
Yeah. I would say with Rum Bar, you still can taste the funk. You can still taste the banana peel, and you can, for me anyway, it's really, it's interesting. Do you want to make a quick daiquiri out of it before we sign off and see where we go? Because I don't know what else I would use it for, to be honest, which is interesting actually, because like, what are you going to use that for? You know, I bought the Dr. Bird pineapple, which is a rum, which is a limited edition, I believe. And I did not like it as much as I liked plantation pineapple. So I infused it with more pineapple, and it definitely boosted that pineapple flavor. But I thought, why would I buy the Dr. Bird over plantation pineapple? And it could be that there's not as many things, like plantation's pretty transparent about sugars and things that they add to their rums, whereas I did not look on the Dr. Bird website to see if they add anything to that, and that could be it. They just aren't adding sugar to it. And so I'm a tiki file, so I'm a little more attracted to those rums that are a little sweeter in general. But it's just an interesting experience, and I'll be interested to hear what you say about the pineapple, or what you think about the pineapple rum versus the Stiggins pineapple.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, let me go through
here.
here.
How does this compare to Hamilton Pot Still Gold from our last one?
What do you think?
I mean, yeah, it's certainly way less funky on the nose than Hamilton's Gold, and I would say, I mean, it's tricky because, especially comparing this directly, because of the high proof of this, it's like a little bit of a different beast. Where Hamilton's, you're going to get more of the flavor right away, whereas at least from my particular palate, like this has the burn right up on the front, and then you start to get all the other flavors, like the vermouth, the usual things that come in the world of rum and whatnot, and then the exhale, as I say, on things that are over Navy strength. Once you breathe out, you taste a lot of stuff just on the breath. But
yes, I think they're two different rums. I think that, like a Hamilton is going to be, it's just a different rum. This one is not as smooth. It's smooth. I kind of think it's smooth, but I wouldn't say it's as smooth as the Hamilton. Different with that vermouth in there. You're just getting a different flavor than you would with the Hamiltons. You're getting that more oaky. You're getting the vermouth in there, which is more grapey technically, and I think it's just a different rum in general. What do you think?
Yeah.
Would you say that?
I really can't disagree. It's I mean, and again, for me, because there's the two massive factors that are setting it apart, both the vermouth cask aspect of it, but also just the plus Navy strength aspect of it is sort of pushing it into a whole nother category. They share funkiness, but in different ways.
Yes. Like this is funky on the nose, but it's not funky on the taste, where Hamilton is a little more funky tasting in general, I think.
Oh.
It's a little sweeter, I think.
Absolutely.
Stevan says rum Negroni time. Yeah. I kind of agree with the vermouth aged. With this Dr. Bird
True.
here.
We could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we could. Let's see.
But
And then
do you want to go daiquiri on it, or
where let's see. So Sean says that Hamilton is the funkiest rum that he has, which is I mean, like, what do you think, Dave? I think that Smith and Cross is way more funkier than Hamilton, and I don't even think that's very funky compared to a rum fire or a even some of the Appletons have a little bit more funk, I think.
Like, I think Hamilton Pot Still Gold and Smith and Cross to me have super similar funk noses on them. I think that they're in the same neighborhood, but is nothing compared to something like Rum Bar, and certainly compared to something like Dr. Bird.
Yeah. I think what interests me about try that one, Greg.
I think this is,
So I just gave Greg those two daiquiris, and he likes
whatever this one is.
Oh, so he liked the one with the vanilla syrup better than the simple syrup.
This had a little bit more alcohol burn on
He thought that the simple syrup one had a little bit more alcohol burn than the vanilla syrup one, which is interesting. I mean, they're both very good. But yeah,
right. It's smooth.
Try that.
What is this?
That's a Melikaliki Maca. But yeah, let's do a daiquiri really quick if everybody wants to do that. I think it's a good way to do it, unless you want to do.
Isn't that what we started?
What do you usually make when you get a new bottle of rum? That's what we start with. Yeah.
Oh gosh. I mean, the thing is, I usually just drink it straight, and then I toss it in a Mai Tai. Yeah. But I would say for this guy, I would either do a Negroni, or I would do just a daiquiri, since I think a Mai Tai still buries it just a little bit. But yeah.
Okay. Should we just go with the daiquiri?
Want to do daiquiri? Sure. Let's do it.
I have all the stuff
I gotta go
right here
get a
to do it. That's
daiquiri
the only
glass,
reason why.
though. Sorry.
Okay. Let me grab this, and I'll grab a different daiquiri glass here. And use that. All right. My shaker here. I'm actually using the Elevated Craft shaker, but that Vino uses actually. But the only thing I don't like about it, it's a great shaker, actually. And now they're making like gunmetal and black colors, and they're making tumblers and all kinds of stuff. But for me, I don't have tiny hands, but I am a female, and it's big and cumbersome, and to shake with it is kind of weird. And I actually don't. I know they're not going to sponsor me after this, but I actually don't like the strainer here. I think it leaves a lot in the vessel, so I end up taking the cap off and straining it myself, and then shaking it a little bit and re-straining it, because it just doesn't seem to do the job for me. But it is a good shaker. I've actually taken this on a plane, and when I've been on a beach visit, I'll use this to shake cocktails, and then put the cap on, and then take it to the beach and use it at the beach. It keeps everything super cold. It's nice for that, for sure. So we got half an ounce of lime, half an ounce of just regular simple.
Damos is back.
Yep.
Hi, Damos. Welcome back.
Now that you've said that, now they'll sponsor you.
Yes,
you bought them back.
It ended up good.
Vino says, though, however, it is the ultimate egg white shaker.
It does do a good job with egg whites. You do have to release the cap before, like it can definitely, it pressurizes really well. So yeah, I do shake egg cocktails in it. So 2 ounces of that. Lord, it's the most drinking I've done in a long time. Okay, ice.
I'm gonna use a small brandy snifter instead of a open, instead of an actual.
Is it
coupe.
chilled? Look at
Chilled a little bit, yeah.
Nice, nice.
Just stuck it in the ice.
Greg, has anybody said they're making a daiquiri?
No, they're all talking about what
all-
kind of clothes they like to wear.
They're all talking amongst themselves and not paying attention to us at all.
Having their own party now.
I love that. Do it.
All right.
No, they're talking
There we
about
go.
like the availability of Smith and Cross. Stefan talked about a Negroni, which sounds amazing, with an aged vermouth.
Very nice.
So I put a little bit of ice in
Ooh.
mine.
When it's a
Smells
super
amazing.
funky rum, I always
The
like.
conversation that went on about using egg beaters. Those egg whites were great, don't have the smell, and that was Vino, and then Stefan was talking about dry powdered eggs as an easy foamer.
Thank you, Megan. So glad to see you here. So Greg just said something about, who said that, Greg? Oh, it's
Vino was talking about the egg beaters, the egg whites.
really?
Yeah, that's a great thing to try. And then Stefan was talking about like a powdered, stable egg white.
A powdered stable egg white. A powdered egg white. Interesting. Stefan, you'll have to shoot me that over on Instagram and let me know what the name of that is. A powdered egg white. I don't know. I'm gonna try these fee foamers again and see how it goes. I'm sure some of you probably experienced, what was that I made? I made a mezcal sours. What did I make? I made some kind of mezcal drink, and I love to shake cocktails in a Japanese cobbler shaker that's glass. But in that episode, my cobbler shaker literally exploded while I was making the cocktail, and I slow-moed it, and it's a pretty funny video. So those Japanese cobbler shakers are really good for eggy cocktails as well. I love to use it, but they break so often that I haven't replaced mine. All right. This has got to be the last cocktail because 100, what is it, 114 proof? That's a lot. All right. Wow, it's so funky on the nose. That's a great thing about snifters, actually. You just like get your nose right in there and you can smell it.
It's true.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not a super fan of that. What do you think?
Hold on. It's interesting.
Okay, have another sip. I'll look at the comments.
Yeah.
What do you think?
This is fascinating to me because it's a little more unbalanced. Like I feel like I'm doing the 2 half, and something like this, it really punches through.
Okay.
So.
Maybe we should do, I'll stir it in right here. I have this cool retro stirring stick.
Okay.
That I can do just a little bit more. What do you think, Dave? A little bit more simple? Just stir it in there. It's interesting because it is exactly how it comes out of the bottle. for me here. Like
Yeah,
it's fruity. It's got a fucking funky nose. and I love that. And then you taste it and it's just not that. Which is so interesting. It's very, I mean, it's an overproof rum, so obviously it punches you in the face, but I get like a weird, and it could be that vermouth cask. I get like this finish. I think it is grape actually that sticks with me on the back of the palate. That's almost astringent. I'm sure that's the overproof. Right?
Yeah. Are you
So
still
I'm
getting
just
that like you said you were getting kind of like an epoxy or something off of it. Are you still getting that?
Like no. Like fingernail polish remover or something.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm gonna dump a 1/4 ounce in here and
Okay.
use my retro stirring stick too. I don't even know where this is from, but to stir it up and
Sure.
see how that does.
Just more simple, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just a little more simple. That's better, but it's still astringent, which is interesting. I'm not sure what I would use that in,
Yikes.
but
I think it's a
I'm
sip
so glad-
only scenario.
it's a sip only scenario. I'm sure too. James would love to
Yeah.
hear that. Dr. Bird loves to hear that.
Sorry.
um,
Sorry, man. Yeah, I think that makes 2 rums tonight where it's, I mean, both tiki lovers and, Dr. Bird Vermouth is they kind of stand on their own as things that you put over an ice cube,
yeah. Vino told me to change the music, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm changing the music. Actually, he said, anybody else winking at themselves across the room yet listening to this music and sipping these drinks? I think he's gonna go make another baby after this. There's something different. This is actually just music that is on the restream that I'm using. But anyway, it's interesting because I obviously I love Dr. Bird, and each of the different things that I've tried, I'm not as much of a fan, which is totally okay, but that's really interesting. What do you think, Dave? And anybody else out there who made these cocktails? Dave had Nutty Like a Fruitcake on his channel. He also had Melikaliki Maca on his channel. What's your favorite cocktail of the night? What do you think?
You know what? For me personally, it's funny, we had the same thing happen in our first episode of this, where I went into this with expectations and I came out the other side not expecting that Nutty Like Fruitcake would be the favorite, and because I was a Melikaliki Mai Tai evangelist for a year, where I was like, this is the best cocktail you'll ever have. And I think Nutty Like a Fruitcake has overtaken on my list.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, in your defense, though, I will say, if you're somebody that likes, I love an evolution of a cocktail. I love it when you can taste every little thing in it, and you're just like, wow, this is amazing. I love that. This one, Nutty Like a Fruitcake, is a different cocktail. It's well-rounded. It's well-blended. It's just like a great, fun cocktail. If you got it at a tiki bar, you would be so amazed and just drink it down really quickly, which is the dangerous part of tiki. But I gotta say, yeah, I like this better, but I do like for instance, Greg likes tart a little bit better than sweet, and I like that sweet a little bit better than tart. So I think it's just going to depend on what you like. If you're a more tart forward person, or you're a more sweet forward person. They're both super great. Can I see that? Can I see that for a second? I just got to say really quickly, I have a cocktail coming out next week where I use this Don Ho Polynesian Resort. I absolutely love it. I've been trying to get my hands on the one that has the recipe on the back of it. And I have not been able to get it yet for a few different reasons. But it's just like, it's a fun, they're both really fun cocktails, super great for the season. I hope that everybody saves Dave's video, they save my video, and they make it during this holiday season because they're both really great. Greg says
Nutmeg.
the nutmeg
cinnamon thing really would make it.
He said, well, I did put nutmeg on there.
Yeah, it smells.
I didn't put cinnamon.
Yeah, great.
But Greg says nutmeg makes a huge difference. So make sure you do that. And, you know, I think the same thing for this nutty like a fruitcake. Nutmeg is, I liked your idea. You put nutmeg on it on your video, right? Yeah. And I think it's great. Yeah. Well, I think.
By the way, shout out for you actually went to the full extent of putting the clove spikes into the orange, and I was like, that's awesome. That's how Mindy did it, and I thought that was really cool that you went all the way with that.
Well, I went halfway tonight. I did the orange, but I couldn't bring myself to do that. I mean, the truth is, I mean, I don't know about you, Dave, but I will put mint in a cocktail. In my tiki, especially in my tiki cocktails, I will do the nutmeg. Sometimes I do the cinnamon, but I generally, if I'm at home, I don't generally garnish it unless I have guests over. And then I have all the stuff to go full garnish. But, you know, tiki, that's what tiki is about. You know, like just adding that extra boost, putting as much shit on it as you can. It's kind of, you know, like a Bloody Mary. You want the beans, you want the bacon, you want all the stuff on it. Tiki, you want all that fun stuff because it brings an experience, and that's part of the reason why I love tiki so much. And yes, Greg.
Yeah, I was going to say, everybody type in, like they're all there now, so everybody type in a rum that they either can get or can't get.
Okay.
That they want to see on the show next time. Like maybe it's one that they can get so that everybody can join them.
Okay. So Greg had a great suggestion, and I think Dave and I don't know if we talked about this before, but I think this is sort of this Talkin Tiki. These Talkin Tiki lives are sort of shaping up to be a regular event. I hope that they are. Either here or on my channel. When Dave needs help, we'll definitely help Dave out. But Greg was saying, put a rum in the chat that you guys want to see on these Talkin Tiki events, something that you have, and then we'll sort of like, you know, look through it all and see what the most common one is, and we'll feature that for the evening in one of the cocktails, and we'll taste it. Just do it right now while you're in the chat and you're here. Some people can't get Smith and Cross. I would love to do Smith and Cross at some point. So we'll see about that. But just everybody put it in the chat.
Or pick a rum that they can't get but would like to hear tasting notes on.
Greg said. Greg, why are you shaking your head, Dave?
Oh, well, because Gnome's Tavern just called out a rum that I am desperately trying to get my hands on. It is not available at all in my area. I so desperately want Dorley. But so yeah, yes, I'd like to do it.
Get out of here, Matt.
Malibu.
We will not be featuring Malibu. It's not going to happen. But and
just
Vito,
rum.
WTF? Yeah, we could do just rum actually. Bacardi versus Captain Morgan.
Oh
that might be a video on my channel at some point. Just saying.
Spoiler alert.
But Dave, I will send you a link to the place where I get some of the rums that I get, because I can't get Dorley's here either. I can probably get it in Portland, and we make trips frequently to Portland, but I cannot get it in my area. But definitely one I mean, there's 3 there right off the bat that I want to buy, which is like, I have to monitor myself. So in general, Gnome's Tavern, we're not going to do Kraken. It's not going to happen. You're doing that on your channel and trying to get rid of the bottles I've seen. So what Dorleys do you want us to try? Tell me that. Coconut Cartel instead of the M word. Oh, let's see. I'm just looking through comments. Can you see the comments, Dave?
Yeah. A Sailor Jerry's and a tea punch. That's interesting. Although you're not a big fan of Sailor Jerry's. And
if you're good, say
Yeah.
bringing a Dorleys.
In a tea punch. That would just be like a punch to the face.
You just named the drink.
It's called a punch to the face. It's not called a tea punch.
I assume that gnomes means Dorleys, but a Dorleys 12 in a jungle bird, that sounds amazing.
When you
Vino
do a
being
rum
sarcastic.
challenge.
M word.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay, so Gnome said he loves Barbados rums. I love Barbancourt, all the Barbancourts, the white, the 4 and the 8. If you haven't had that, Dave, I'd be happy to send you those. They're amazing. Just like a Haitian rum sour, with Barbancourt 4 is amazing. It's so good. And
Sean
yeah.
says real McCoy.
Real McCoy.
Real
Okay,
McCoy.
yep. Do you have any Real McCoys, Dave?
I do. I've got a Real McCoy 5 right now.
I use that. Honestly, I use that Real McCoy white. It's I actually like it a little bit better than the Plantation. So that's a good comparison. Yeah, this is all great stuff. Greg, are you writing all this down?
No, don't we save the save.
I don't think the chat saves, but these are all great things to definitely consider.
Okay, well, so far I got Captain Morgan and Malibu. Is that right?
How
I'm
many of
gonna
these are
say.
troll?
I'm gonna say.
Captain Morgan.
Where would you buy it? Where do you try a bunch from one island? That's a good. I mean, all great suggestions, really. I'm going to say for Gnome's Tavern, whatever syrup is coming out of Happy Raptor, use that in your Jungle Bird. They're so good. And if you guys haven't tried any of those syrups, they're super good. I was lucky enough to be gifted those syrups, but I would love to smuggle some of that Banana Foster's out of Happy Raptor. I'm willing to try it, but I just don't want to obviously I don't want to put the distillery in jeopardy, but I mean, you could always send it. We can figure something out.
Agricole.
So, oh wait, cachaça versus agricole, yeah. So,
versus unaged.
Dave, let's have a quick conversation about that while we're here, since everybody's making suggestions. Do you have cachaça or any agricoles?
I have agricoles, yeah, but no cachaças.
All right.
You drive down?
All of my agricoles
My husband just said-
are rum giant right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's what I have some Clements
easily
and I
get-
do have some rum jams.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could get Clement super easy.
So my husband said, do I need to drive down there with all my rums? For you?
Oh, it's down
Dave,
here.
I'm talking to you.
Come on down.
You can bring the sun.
You bring the sun. I'll bring the rum. Yours is a lot
Yeah.
easier than mine.
We got the sun. You bring the rum. Great.
I love that. Thank you, Greg, for that. So these are actually a lot of great ideas. I love the
Sun
aged
and rum.
versus unaged agricoles because he says Bino says get the Nova Fogo, which
Nova
is
Fogo.
you can anyway.
Yep.
Greg said, "Is that are you cussing Nova?" No, he's not cussing. Nova Fogo. I like the idea of the aged versus unaged because that's something that I'm just starting to dive into a little bit more, because it's not something I have really been loving. But I have that rum jam. I have some Neesons. I have some Clements. So I've got quite a few, and they're just interesting, and their application is very interesting in a cocktail. You're going to get that grassy note in some of these cocktails, like the Kiki Colada that I made this summer. Brilliantly blue and full of like really great flavor, and just a really fun cocktail, which is not a foo-foo-y pool drink. It's an experience. And overall, that is what I love about a cocktail in general, whether it's tiki or just a classic cocktail or something that you're getting at a bar. I just love the experience of trying it and going down the line and going like, wow, I can taste this. Wow, I can taste that. It's a roller coaster. And that is kind of what I strive for. I try not to put anything on the channel that's terrible. That is a really great experience, and that's just a super fun thing. So I think we can wrap it up. I think that I will look at these suggestions, and just Dave and I'll mull it over together and see what we want to do next. But it seems like we've got quite a few ideas, and Dave has one that I really want to try coming up next. So maybe we're going to try and do these maybe every other month if Dave's down for it, depending on, the schedule in the summer might get a little busier, I think. But yeah, thank you just everybody for coming, and thank you, Dave, so much for doing these with me. I really appreciate it, and I have so much fun, and I appreciate our conversations. And thank you, everybody, for congratulating me on my 1,000 subs, and for being there for me and supporting me and being one of those subs. Now we got to work on Dave, because this channel is amazing. We have to get him up there. He's not too far. Yes. Pat yourself on the back.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and thank you, Dave, so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll see you on my channel, on Dave's channel. Go sub to both of those if you're not, and we'll see you on Instagram and Facebook. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Are you on Facebook, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, I need to check that out.
Sure.
But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And really quickly, Drums and Rums, message me on Instagram, and I'll get back to you. I really appreciate your support. Thanks, everybody. Great seeing you, and great having you. And thank you again. Take care, and have happy holidays, everybody. Cheers.
Happy holidays, everyone. Cheers.